Hey everyone, we're going to go through the process of making an investment flask for our part that we're going to investment cast. We're using the solid flask method with an investment plaster water mixture to make the mold. And we're starting with an odd shaped 3D printed part here. And we're going to go through the process real quick so that everyone knows how to do this. Now, if we look at this part, we've put the approximately 1/2 inch or even 0.51 inch diameter extrude off of the bottom of the part near the most massive part of the part. So that was great from the design as far as we know. And that's gonna fit snugly in there so that when we put the flask around this and fill this up with investment, and it's gonna have a tendency for the 3D printed part to wanna float, it's pretty well secured against the buoyancy force. So excellent, that's gonna be helpful. Now the other thing is when we fill investment plaster water mixture in there, there's going to be air bubbles entrapped underneath this completely flat surface here. So we're gonna do a few tricks to try and reduce the tendency for any bubbles to coalesce there. In addition to that, and we'll do that by like turning it at an angle as we fill it. In addition to that, we're gonna pull vacuum on it in a little vacuum chamber. That's gonna cause the bubbles that are in the mixture to expand and hopefully either float or pop. And that's the objective that we have for today. So we're all ready to go here. We are gonna go ahead and assemble the flask with the sprue base little sealing tool there. We notice that we have at least about 1 inch from the top of the plastic pattern to the top of the flask, giving us enough thickness to the ceramic to be strong. So let's mix up our plaster. When you're all ready to go, we start mixing the plaster because we have about 5 to 6 minutes to work with it. So we're gonna add water first, and then the plaster, and start mixing it with the whisk right away. So we want to get most of the lumps out, and the water mixture that we use is a full large cup filled with the plaster, and water filled up to this line is the right volume mix ratio we'll use. You're going to mix it for about 2 minutes total. Close to time to start pouring. So we're gonna fill the flask up part way, putting it in an angle, and then we're gonna leave it in an angle to allow for those bubbles on that flat horizontal surface to hopefully be encouraged to get out under vacuum. Okay, I think we're good. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll hold this at an angle. You're gonna just pour that in. Don't have to be pretty, we wanna get it in there. And I'm gonna tap the side to encourage bubbles to come to the top.
Think still more, or stop right there?
Keep going, because we just don't want it to spill everywhere. Right about there. So that's gonna be about the angle that we keep it in the vacuum. And after the light tapping there while we're filling, we're gonna keep it at an angle. You're gonna put the little cup there off to the side so that I can just put it in at an angle. And we're gonna hope that that stays secure and doesn't, I'm gonna put it a little bit leaning towards the side because we have things a little bit uneven, and we're gonna let gravity hopefully work in our favor. Now we're gonna cover this up this way, and we're going to turn on the vacuum with the foot switch. And we're going to close the valve here. And it is pulling vacuum well according to our meter. And if we look down inside, you can see some agitation happening. And I'm just going to encourage it along because we want to loosen up those. Okay, we're gonna throttle the vacuum here because it's coming really good. And as it starts to get crazy, it will overflow. You don't want to do that, so I'm watching it through the window so that it doesn't come out and spill out everywhere. We are getting an excellent vacuum today. Like that real violent vacuuming, bubbling action says it we have an excellent vacuum going on. Let me go one more time. I'm sort of throttling it. Let me get the bubbles going one more time, and it's like it's boiling. That's what we want. And I'm going to go ahead and reduce pressure. You're going to turn off the vacuum. And we kind of slowly turn the valve back to open it to allow for the air to come in. And as we can see, we got a lot of violent stirring, and now we have to fill the flask up with the remaining plaster that we have. We're going to fill it up right now. That's still runny enough, and we've got it filled enough that we're pretty okay. We could go ahead and degas it one more time in the level position and see if we can get a little bit more air out of it, since it looks like we have time. Now that we got the part submerged, we're in good shape. Cover that carefully. Okay, so remember, vacuum seals need to make a good seal. So when we clean this side's kind of dirty, and so it can leak, although probably a little leaking would be good for us. And I'm going to shut this valve. I'm going to open up, turn the vacuum on. And we don't want it to go everywhere. Find little bubbles that form during the mixing, and any other adsorbed bubbles inside, we want those to float to the top and pop. And it's starting to go over, so we're going to turn off the vacuum. All right, now we're going to fill it up to the very top with the remaining plaster that we have. You're going to go all the way to the top. All the way so that you form a little meniscus, just a little meniscus over the top. And now it's thickening a bit, and that's allowing you to fill it up all the way. Just go a tiny bit more, and it won't spill over the edges. Just good, just a little bit more. And we should be good. And now we'll let that cure and harden. We'll let it sit for 24 hours, and then we'll take it and do a dewatering and also a high temperature burnout on that. We'll take it all the way up to around 1500 degrees Fahrenheit over a series of cycles where we ramp it up, and then we'll be ready to pour. Thank you.